What a great start to the stream, huh? I'm sorry, everyone. You may have heard a loud cough. It was just my dog barking. That was my dog barking again. Should be okay though. We should be okay. Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm also eating some Twix. If you're wondering what I'm crinkling about, I'm sorry. I've suddenly decided I'm hungry. It happens. Oh my gosh, no, this is not going to work. Why do they put ads in their music? Why would you even do that? Hey, what's up? How you doing? Let me get myself situated here. You're bored? Well, that's not good. You know what you should do? You should draw. Drawing is the best. Clinically shown to decrease boredom by 10,000%. Also, drawing is simply just awesome. So I mean, you got two good reasons there. Just saying. See? Heck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Dude, draw whatever your heart wants. I'm thinking today is going to be, well, I got my watercolors out just in case, but I'm kind of, well, I'm always in the mood for spacey stuff, but I want to do like spacey stars and like beautiful aesthetic girls and cats and I don't know, just a lot of spacey stuff. It's hard to explain it. It's usually just better if I show it. But before I do that, I gotta do my warm-up sketching. So that way I know what I'm doing. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Sorry I didn't see you there. Sorry, hold on, I'm gonna have a Twix. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that system works. Well, thank you. Okay, sorry, I don't have any more Twix. I'll stop chewing. I can't help it. I just like eating chocolate whenever I'm drawing, which is actually a horrible, horrible thing to do. Because then chocolate gets all over your painting. Can I draw a full body portrait? No, probably not. Amazingly? Well, not amazingly. If I go anywhere below the shoulders, I'm kind of lost. I don't know what to do. I mean, I could probably wing it, you know, but no, I'm kind of actually really bad at that. Don't ask me why, though. There's something about getting the torso to fit with the shoulders and everything. It just doesn't look good to me, so it probably might look fine to everyone else, but I can't get it to look good to me, you know. And I don't know. Well, I know for sure I definitely need more practice on like bodies and body types and stuff. I gotta admit, I've pretty much only been like hardcore drawing faces for a good portion of time, which is great, but now I can draw a face, but I can't get a body to go with it. So that's usually not good. You don't want just a bunch of floating heads, you know, just circulating around either. You can't draw a full body either? Oh, darn it. I was kind of hoping maybe you'd teach me. I was kind of really hoping. That being said, though, if I had reference in front of me, or if I was able to, like, do a rough drawing over top of maybe like a photo I took, I could probably get it looking somewhat decent. But even then, it still doesn't look right. Most likely, the real issue is my perspective, like how I view the drawing isn't correct yet. My skills and my perspective of how I view the skills and how well they look, it hasn't lined up yet. Like, do you kind of remember, like, the first time that your drawings, you realized that they looked not bad, but they didn't look correct to you? That's like that's equivalent to your drawing perspective, like how you view the drawing. That's that leveling up. And your skill set and your perspective levels at different speeds. So that's why your skills might level up slower or faster, depending on how things go. And it can either look correct to you or it can look wrong to you. Or at least that's how it was explained to me by kind of like a mentor to me. So You were named after a vampire. Wow. Means there's a lot of responsibility bestowed upon you. Being named after a vampire is nothing to take lightly, you know. Well, neato. I'm not sure what I want to draw. Ooh. Are you a game designer or a game artist? I think. Let's see. right, bye. Have a good time. Okay. Oh, sorry. I keep hitting the camera. I always do that. I really gotta stop doing that. The camera isn't even in the way most of the time. It's just my hands are too fat. Get a better angle. These are actually some paintings I started earlier today, which got me in the mood to do all this drawing I'm doing now. Hello, how are you? Welcome. Oh, I'm doing good. Here, actually, let me put this down. Oh, wow, that helps so much. I should have just done that before. Oh, doing good. Just, drawing. Hi, Alien. How are you? Ooh, good question. Which brush do I recommend for watercolor? Obviously, there's a lot of choices out there, right? Some of the better choices you can make is a brush that has natural fibers instead of synthetic. Because if the brushes are too rigid, like if they don't bend very easy, they may not be good at keeping water in the brush, which is, kind of crucial for watercolor painting. So that wouldn't be good. And also, well, I know keeping water inside the brush is pretty crucial. And also the flexibility of the bristles, so that way you can, make certain brush strokes a little bit easier than others. So there's not really a brand I'd recommend. Like literally, this one was from Amazon. It was really cheap. What Zooting? It's just it's just a watercolor brush. It has some natural hairs in there. There's some really really pricey brushes out there. And I have kind of an expensive brush that I use for very, very select certain paintings. But I'll be honest, I don't use a whole lot because I'm afraid of ruining it, which is kind of the problem when getting something that's, art supplies that's, expensive, because then you're afraid to kind of, use it to its fullest. So that's why I always opt for cheaper supplies. I think it just is better for you, and it's not totally necessary to have the most expensive art supplies to make something. So, so just keep that in mind. Most brushes will tell you if it's good for, they might say something like, this is a brush good for acrylics and oil painting. If it says that on the package or on the description, don't get it, because those paints are, they're not very fluid, if that makes sense. They're, what you would expect a paint to be, just kind of like a thick paste, and that's going to have a different bristle type for painting than watercolor will, because essentially watercolor is, pretty much just almost all water. So I learned that the hard way, because I did grab some brushes at one point that were for just acrylic, or they were for acrylic and oil, and I tried to use them for my painting, and the bristles, if they're too hard, they can actually scratch the paper. They can, well, yeah, that's the main thing. They can scratch the paper, and then the paper texture gets messed up, and then your painting gets messed up, and then you get all frustrated, and you're like, gosh darn it, So, yeah. So in terms of brushes, keep your watercolor brush separate from your acrylics and your oils. Acrylics and oils, you can almost use the same type of brush. Of course, there's going to be a few differences there for certain things, but those are usually in the same category. And then any kind of water or aqua medium, even inks and stuff, you probably want to use a softer brush, like a watercolor brush. So, yeah. Good question. No problem. Yes, use cheap stuff. Don't bother getting really really expensive stuff. Look, if you're gonna make a painting, and it's gonna either get you a job, or it's gonna be for like the King of the Moon or the Queen of Atlantis, then yeah, go put your hard-earned money into some good effing supplies. But other than that, don't waste your supplies. Save that money for like getting something off the dollar menu at McDonald's, even though they don't have it anymore. Yeah, actually, you know what? Save your money, because apparently McDonald's is way too expensive now. So save your money. You forgot how to pay me money? Well, that's actually good, because you don't have to pay me money. So you just need to sit here and draw. So. See, food and clothes. See, that's where your hard-earned money can be going to. Now, okay, so I will admit, if you wanted to get a decent set of, like if your watercolor paper is way too cheap, like you put water on it and it already crinkles and contorts into a different shape than a piece of paper, that might be a bit too cheap, right? So maybe don't get bottom of the barrel that. But there's a lot you can do with student grade supplies, Don't knock it until you try it, you know what I'm saying? I literally started all of my paintings with student stuff. And then stuff on sale and, you know, just all that. Because no way in hell I'm going to be paying, you know, the little money I do have for really, really expensive supplies. I'm always encouraging things on sale, buy in bulk. If I see a sketchbook on sale or a bunch of paper on sale, you know I'm grabbing that. I'm just saying. That's called a deal. Not to get all philosophical here, but dude, always check out the deals, you know, at the back of the store. I'm talking your Walmarts, your Kmarts if they're still around. I'm talking it all. Make sure you grab that stuff on sale. Think smarter, not harder. And if you do get something expensive, have someone get it to you for Christmas. That's what Christmas is for. Getting the stuff you're not normally supposed to be able to afford, but now you can because someone gave it to you. Those are Lynn tips. Hey, Janie, how are you? Oh my gosh, don't get me started on pens. I don't want to freak out. Dude, dude. So at Walmart, there was a set of colored pens, right? Colored, okay, these were colored. And they're the Crystal ball pens or whatever. And they're beautiful. They're these little stick pens. I could probably bring one out. It's like these, but colored. $1.99 for a pack of 10. Here, hold on, let me grab them. It's not fair if I gush about it and I don't show you. Hi, Riri. Okay, look, guys. Okay, look. So look, I'm talking a stick pen. Look, it's a Bic. So it's the same exact, the only problem is this is a 1.6 millimeter. Do you know how thick that is? That's freaking thick. I mean, not to, you know, lay it on all of you, but that's thick. And actually, lately, I've been testing, because this is my testing sketchbook. This is where I test out things in, and then I don't feel bad, you know, when I basically mess up. Because I will mess up. I'm not going to lie to you, I will. I've been testing out things, and I've actually been using these pens for inking the final paintings. Yeah, dude, these are really, really big. But you know what? That's okay. I can deal with that when it gives me results like this. So, here, let me just... And the colors are nice and, like, vibrant. If I could honestly find a 0.5 in this same set, I would grab it in a heartbeat. Do you sometimes like or recommend using watercolor with mixed media like pens for making an outline? Oh, yes. Oh my gosh, yes. In fact, I'm going to show you some of my mixed media prowess right now. Because I'm going to just take these pens that I've been gushing about for the last minute. I'm going to ink this. Because usually I would use the microns or like a nice, you know, you have your inking pen, right? Like that one pen that nobody touches because it's only for inking your watercolor. We all have that one. And I know we've all had somebody who touched that pen and we gave them a thrashing, a verbal thrashing, because they touched the inking pen. You know why. And yeah. But no, this is just a ballpoint pen. And I'm quite honestly amazed. See, the thing is I want it to be vibrant. You know, like I want some nice vibrancy in that. That's why it's always so hard, you know, because I keep trying to think of new solutions to make it the way it's in my head. It usually never gets there. And then in fact, on the next page, I actually want to start out using one of these pens for the draft layer and then painting over top of it and seeing how it looks. It's all about trial and error. You would never know that this would be possible or look good if you didn't try it out, or run across me on a stream, right? Because now I'm sure someone's there thinking like, oh my God, I didn't know we could do that. Oh my God, I gotta try. I highly recommend, I know it takes money. Buy yourself a watercolor book, kind of like this, right? And this is your book that you're allowed to make mistakes in. This is the book, like, look, here, guys, I'll show you. Let me show you something about this thing. So I even tried messing up the cover, which I did. I basically like put white paint all over it, whatever. But this is where all my really crappy stuff. So I already know I'm going to make bad art in here. Like this isn't something I'm going to be proud of, So this is where all the little tests go, like trying out colors and the new paints that I never tried, There's a place for it, and I don't have to worry about and sometimes they turn out okay, right? Sometimes it turns out okay. No, this is not not a mixed media book. This is just a watercolor book. You got testing out some of the my sepia micron. Oh, this was my pink micron. Don't know what those were, but they're Pokemon. Just more, stuff. Oh, here's a great test, right? This was ink, but the ink isn't waterproof. So every time I would touch it with water, it would spread somewhere. So everything got muddy. And I'm like, well, now I know, Yo, hello, how are you? Oh, and here's some stuff I'm going to do some other time. Oh, here's those pens again that I was using. That's trying to use like the under, the draft layer kind of like thing like that. So yeah. Don't be afraid to dedicate just some space to, I don't really decorate my sketchbook. I don't. It was very recently, like in the last 10 years, that I've actually put a sticker on the sketchbook. I do not heavily decorate my stuff like that. Hey, you like my art? Well, that's great, because I like you. So we're all getting something out of this today, aren't we? Hi, Space Nugget. How are you? Oh my gosh, I know. There's some sketchbooks where I don't even know, and some people, I've seen sketchbooks that literally have not a lick of space on them, and some people will come to me and they're like, yeah, I'm looking for some new stickers to put on my sketchbook, and I'm looking at it like, oh my gosh, are you sure about that? Like, are you sure about that? And I'm looking, and there's no space on there. And they're looking at me like, yeah, I'd like to, put something here. And I'm looking like, where do you have space for this? And somehow they magically found space, And I'm like, nope, that's okay. I will not be doing that. The only problem with using pen is that the pen is going to accentuate the tooth of the paper. So this paper has a bit of grain to it. And if you don't know what grain is or the tooth of paper, it's this textured surface that you see right here. So it's kind of what makes watercolor. And if you're trying to be really, really like precise with your lines, see how it's wobbling just a tiny little bit over here? That's because it's running over those edges and grooves on the paper and making it that way. I don't like that part. I'm not a fan of that. Oh, and a big glob of paint just crashed down on it. Great. Good job. Maybe they decorate their sketchbooks in bed. Have you thought about that? Pinterest makes you feel bad. Yo, going on Instagram makes me feel bad. I don't even go on Instagram very much anymore. Because the only things that Instagram shows me anymore, and like I kind of feel like this is everywhere, but especially on Instagram, it's just all popular stuff. Like I don't see anyone like like not my skill level, but my social media skill level. So somebody, like I see somebody getting like 2,000 million likes on their little sketch. Meanwhile, I did this finished piece and I barely got 5 likes on it, you know? And then that just makes you feel bad, you know? So you know what? I just stay away from it. And occasionally I get jelly and go on there and then look at it, but mostly I stay away from it. Because how can you do good art if you're kind of like in a crappy mood like that? Because then any little mistake you make just will discourage you, you know? And there's like all these like artist self-help things and stuff like that. But it never seems to really help at all, you know? It just kind of like lightly pacifies the situation. It doesn't fix the situation of why isn't my art being seen, you know? Because like after that initial like wave of a few people coming by and saying, wow, this stuff looks good, they're like, hey, will you actually follow me? Look, I'm an artist too. And then everyone's thinking about themselves, and then it's you can't even get a little bit of comfort because everybody also wants to get in on this attention train, you know what I'm saying? All right, bye, Riri. See, I've already decided if, because I'm not going to say when, because I'm not even sure this will happen. If I become a big artist, I never want to be so up there in the clouds that I can't respond to somebody who has literally like no presence, because that's how I felt. And I would reach out because I am still naive, but I think all artists, I think we're all friends on the inside, right? So I would go on places like Instagram and I'd be like, wow, great, I'd love to talk to you about your art and your technique and just what are you doing? You like playing games? Nobody would talk to me, but they would talk to other artists who had a big enough account. You know, that's how you kind of, that's like your social status. Social status isn't really, you know, used much anymore, but in the social media world it is. Your social media status. Like if you have a big account, or if you have a big following, or if you're just well known, people seem to pay attention to you. But that just leaves like so much on the table. And like I kind of get it. Like, you know, there's a lot of people out there. You know, you're being asked the same questions. You know, and a lot of those people don't really have your best interests at heart. You know, and stuff like that. But then you're leaving potential friendships just out there. You know, I don't know. Just that's kind of like how they made me feel, because I wasn't popular enough. But talking to them, my words didn't mean anything. My advice didn't mean anything. They would listen to other people's advice, but not mine, you know. It just made me think, well, what am I doing wrong? And I'm like, oh, it's because I don't have that following that I need. So I guess if I want to talk to these people or be in any part of their lives, or if they see me as significant, I need to have what they have or better, you know. And I don't want it to be that way. You know, you shouldn't have to feel that way, because this is how young, or not young artists, this is how you destroy, you know, artists, by making them feel like they need to have certain things when you shouldn't have that. You should just have your abilities and your interest and your passion for it. It should always be about your passion. It shouldn't be about the best social media following you have, you know. Because in essence, social media isn't completely a reflection of your skills. It's a reflection of algorithms, and it's a reflection of timing your post, and it has nothing to do with your skills, you know. Because somebody could post a sketch, they've never drawn a day in their life, they could post a sketch of a cute cat, and it could be seen 2 million times with 200,000 views, or it be with 200,000 likes. And then there's somebody who's been at it for 10 plus years, 7 plus years, even 2 years. They post something that they've worked on for forever, how long, and nobody bats an eye. You know, there's just such a difference in, I guess, value. You know. Oh, hey, what's up? How are you? I'm a big account. No. Do you know what a big account is? I follow people who have 500,000 followers, and like, you know, some of my social medias, like for instance the Twitter one, it has less than 1,000. It's, you know, it's not anything. There's, you know, and it's not trying to be dismissive. It's just, I guess when you get there, you'll understand. But it's not about trying to be dismissive and say, oh, I don't appreciate it or anything like that. If it was that important, and furthermore, if I was that important, for instance, the one, for example, the 1,000 member or subscribers on Twitter. If it really was a big account, then when I post something, maybe I would see more than one person liking it. So put that in perspective as you will, you know. Nobody sees it, interacts with it, and nobody wants to talk, like, comments. There's none of that, you know. So that's where my discouragement comes from. It's not so much that it's not the numbers, it's just that the people who are following, I'm just not doing something that's engaging to them. Because if I was, there would be more people wanting to talk to me about it or engage with me in some way, you know? You know what I'm saying? Well, hey, Alberto, how are you? Well, hey, how are you? What you up to? Well, thank you. I'm glad you like it. I'm going to try to do another one. No, you are not the only one who scrolls for hours on Pinterest. You just think you're the only one, but you're not. What watercolor paper would I recommend? That is also a good question. So, I'm actually happy to hear that you tried the Archer's paper. because when I first got the Archer's paper, specifically the, oh God, I think it was hot pressed. Yeah, hot pressed is the smoother one. Specifically the hot pressed Archer paper, I could not get anything to turn out right. And it took me a while to realize that I needed to use a different watercolor technique for hot pressed Archer paper. Archer's is really good. The quality I look for is usually a cold pressed paper, because that's what helps with, if the water soaks in too quickly into the paper, it'll of course dry quicker. And the quicker it dries, you can't get transitions like the blue to the purple that you see here, or even some of these other color transitions and kind of like these blends. So that's why this book works well, because this is a cold pressed book. And usually 160 pounds, so 300 grams, 160 pound cold pressed paper is the bare minimum that I look for. So, good question, good question. However, I do have over here, which I'm going to bring out, I also, what I did is I had, for Christmas one time, or my birthday actually, someone bought me 200 pieces of this cheap paper that I'm holding right here. And it says it's a cold press. I don't think it is. It's an extremely cheap paper. It is like some of the most bottom of the barrel cheap paper I've ever worked with. However, because it's the cheapest paper I've ever worked with, I've actually gotten some amazing results from it. And that's kind of what I wanted. I basically wanted paper, like I felt like if I could make something good out of it on this paper, then I was doing something good. So I actually use this paper exclusively for my colored ink work. So these are colored inks that I use, and I'm going to be doing some here soon. Here it is. This is what I did the other day. I couldn't achieve these results on this paper as well. It just doesn't blend the same way. It doesn't dry the same way. There's just something about this cheap paper that works so well for these designs and not this. I don't know how else to explain it. So why don't you draw? Draw something. Great. While this is drying, I wanted to, yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I was thinking of sketching, or what was I gonna do? I was gonna do something, what was it? Well, it's gotta be spacey and dreamy. I know that. And everything else I can just figure out. So do you want like an idea to draw, or what are you looking for? You know what? I never draw big. Let me try drawing big. Oh, this is so weird. I usually never draw with pen on my watercolor book. But that's what this is for. Doing this freehand is so scary. You have an OC named Spook? Is it a ghost? I thought I had an orange in here. Where'd it go? What? There's no orange? Well, darn it. In that case... Oh no, your ballpoints are skippy. You might need new ballpoints. Or, have you ever taken the ballpoint pen and, like, just lightly, put it in water? Like, swirl it around a little bit to kind of loosen up anything? And then, you know, and then try it? Hey, Toho fan. I was literally playing Gensoko Wanderer today. And Toho Spello. I was kind of just doing it all. I was doing it all. Yo, duckies, how are you? Welcome to the stream. How are you? Who am I drawing? Just some random... Oh! Just some random girl. Yes, Pancake. Okay, what is it? I don't know you. I don't know you. Don't yell at me. Okay, hold on. Okay, get on your chair. We'll have a cat break. Get on your chair. Go on your chair. Come on. Go on your chair. Good girl. All right. Time for a cat break. Pancake, what is it? Okay. And what should I do about it? Pancake, what's the problem here? I'm not detecting an issue. Except you being the issue. Pancake, what is it? Okay. Can I... Don't touch my things. What do you want? What is it? Okay, well, do you want love, or what do you want? Is this Is this okay? Can I give you some of this? Or what? Don't airplane yourself. I swear to God, if you airplane yourself. Okay, now what do you want? You didn't give me any clues as to what you wanted. I'm gonna follow you. What do you want? Okay. And okay, don't headbutt me. You want to visit Genghis? Genghis. Genghis. Hi. No, Pancake, stop hitting me. Genghis, hi, buddy. How are you? Get your tail out of the way. Go. How are you? No, Pancake, get out of the way. Stop it. Go away. Yeah. Genghis, say hi. Are you the ancient Mongolian conqueror Genghis Khan? No, Pancake, stop it. Pancake, stop walking in front of the shot. Genghis. Pancake, come on, go. Yeah, look at his dumb eyes. No, Genghis, you weren't supposed to move. Come on. Yes, his name is Genghis. Genghis Khan, the Mongolian conqueror of ancient Mongolia. Oh. Oh. Look at this paw. Oh, I'm going to give that an 8 out of 10. That's nice. What else you got? 6 out of 10. I give that a 6 out of 10. No. You do not claw the chair. Genghis, I swear to God, you claw that chair. All right. All right. Nice. Pancake, really? No, okay, no, don't touch me. Well, I hate to tell you the bad news, but Genghis is neither a good hunter or a good warrior. He is quite literally the definition of has no brain cells. Was that Pancake?
I don't know.
What are you doing? What was she doing back there?
That was something.
Oh, okay. I heard a weird sound and I really did not know what that was. No, you don't want a house tour. It's horrible in here. Besides, I have secrets that no one can know about. Secrets. Oh, what do I want? I want this. Yeah, you could say that, Kayla. Yeah, you can say that. I mean, that's pretty much what it is. Yeah. Oh, is that you? Are you eating red vines?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I do not have a horse. I'm not able to give you a horse tour. Although, give me a few years, I might have one. Pancake, stop! What are you doing? I don't know why she does that. Oh, how much did you miss? Oh, good news. You've missed practically nothing. In fact, we just started the stream. So, you're welcome. Come on, zoom camera. Oh my gosh. Hold on. There we go. Ooh, I've never used Prismacolors. Oh, you're right there. What art supplies do I recommend? I recommend the cheapest art supplies that you can afford. There isn't a brand I recommend. I don't recommend, you know, buying something. However, there is certain things that I would recommend getting better quality of, like making sure that you have good quality, what is it, paints. So you can, well, see, that's such a loaded question. You want to have good paints, you want to have decent paper, and you want to have a decent-ish brush. Everything else you can kind of just, whimsically, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to draw and it's not working. I can't concentrate. Gosh, I hate this. I messed up. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I don't know if I can answer any more questions. I can't really think right now. I'm sorry. I'm trying to make this like a relaxing stream mainly for me because I'm like all over the place today. Well, I guess since I already messed this up, I guess I'll just put this in pink then. In a way, this test will be good because then I'll be able to see exactly how much these pens can handle. I know they're going to bleed at some point, but, you know. Hello, how is everyone? Sorry, just bear with me for a second. I'm gonna try and make magic. No, you don't have to paint like this. This is, like I said, this is my experiment book. So I'm just experimenting with different things. You do not, this is not like a guidebook in how things should be done. So don't look at this and say, this is how it has to be done. Maybe just look at it and say, oh wow, so I can do this. Think of it that way. Because I'm just trying out some new things with some new pens and stuff. None of this is, I'm not, definitely not doing things the right way. Are you kidding me? You know me, right? Like, I do not do things the right way. Although I am really surprised right now. That water has been on the ink there for a little bit, and it still hasn't come up yet. So that's actually really impressive. I was definitely expecting this to kind of come up more. Dude, I think these pens might be OP. I'm really beginning to suspect some awesomeness with this. Yeah, I'm like wetting the whole paper and it's not even doing anything. Which, hey, that's fine with me. Keep doing what you do. So here, this just goes to show that some experiments are good. And while you may not like the ending result, you gained valuable information. See, does the paper absorb water easily? Yes, but it is slow to dry. It absorbs water pretty easily, and it absorbs quite a lot of it too. But it does take a while for it to dry. Like in other papers, I've had it dry, pretty much almost instantly used. You put it on, and then if you overwater it, then unfortunately your paper decides to turn into different shapes, which is always a bummer. This one's a pretty good medium. Good question. If you want your watercolors to not look so light, um, that's where the better watercolor comes in handy. So sometimes it's just the paint. Sometimes the paint comes with pigment that just isn't vibrant enough or doesn't show up even after you've applied a few coats. But otherwise, yes, you would add another coat and you would just keep adding it on. That's how you add like these layers and layers, so it's, kind of like a little group effort. You put down one layer, you let that dry, then you add down a few more, let those dry, and then add a few more, let those dry. But yes, good question. But I don't think that's too far off from, say, acrylic or gouache or oil. You still add layers and layers upon layers, with all those things too. Just this one is just a bit different. You have to think in reverse. You have to do your lightest color first and then go to your dark. Oil and well, don't think it applies to acrylic, at least it never worked for me. With oil, I know you do dark to light. Gouache, you can do, I think, either way. I think I prefer doing the light to dark, though, because I don't like wasting a lot of white paint. You need so much white paint when it comes to gouache. It's unbelievable. Oh, cool. Your sister taught you how to do watercolor? Or how to paint? And I mean, there's ways you can get around it. So, say you did a watercolor painting and it's not as light as you want it. You could always take some gouache, make it nice and opaque so that way when you put it down, it pretty much covers things with some, a little bit of white and just a tiny bit of, different pigments, and you can pretty much create the lights on there too. Don't think that, with watercolor you need to simply use watercolor. You can use other types of paints to get different types of effects. That's where that mixed media part comes in. In fact, I used to do a lot of watercolor and gouache experiments because I wanted to see if I could mix the two. Because I love the flowiness of the watercolor, but I like, I guess, the painterly style of gouache. And I got close with a few of them, but I'm still trying to work out something that looks decent. Oh, do I play Final Fantasy? Yeah, I played a few in the past. I'm not active on any Final Fantasies right now, though. I even did that online one, that Final Fantasy 14 for a while. I don't remember why I got out of it. I think it was because Diablo came out, and then I got into Diablo. Hello, Jose. How are you? I didn't really have a favorite character in that one. I think my favorite, if you're talking about like my favorite Final Fantasy, it'd have to be 9. I remember having a wallpaper of Vivi on my laptop for the longest time. Vivi was so cute. You can't tell me Vivi was not cute. He was cute. He was just the cutest little thing. Castlevania. I'm slightly accustomed to Castlevania, but I never played the games, and I've only like seen a few bits of it here and there. Unfortunately, I didn't grow up with access to play stuff like Castlevania, so I didn't really get a chance to play any of it. Hello. Yes, she is a cloud spirit. Although, to be honest, I just kind of created her as practice to try out my pens. Oh, I know a lot of people really like Baldur's Gate. My boyfriend played Baldur's Gate, but I didn't. It has a lot more information than I'm willing to sit through and read. What about Clair Obscur? Have any of you played Clair Obscur? I heard that was another really good one, and it's actually making rounds in the convention scene. Like, there's a lot of people doing fan art for it and stuff. Which I'm not really surprised, but I am kind of surprised because it kind of came upon so quick. I was I was earlier this year. I was vending at a convention. God, I forget which one it was. It was Anime Midwest, and I saw a lot of Clair Obscur, like fan art and prints being sold, and I was like, wow, I'm surprised, but I'm happy. Indie games need to get recognition. Would I voluntarily make a video playing Castlevania? Well, yeah. Well, yeah, sure. I don't see why not. I guess I would need to know which one to play. And I guess I'd have to make sure people would want to watch it. Oh, I didn't think you were forcing me. Just I do a lot of art stuff, so I never know if people would want to like see me play play games or do anything else, you know. There's already so many other people out there that, you know, play games and they are like popular people that do it, you know. I don't really think I'm adding anything, you know, to the, you know, the space, you know, so that's why I don't know, I kind of always hesitate. I'm like, am I going to like add any value to this? Probably not. I mean, someone out there already doing it like better than me. But I don't mind doing that. I mean, I like games. It's true. Not everyone plays it the exact same way. And I have never played Poppy's Playtime. You know, I used to think it was a bad thing, but you guys might actually like me because I have not played any mainstream games in a while. The only things I play are some Toho games. I've only played Minecraft once, and that was about 10 years ago. I don't play Minecraft. I don't even know what you do in it. I tried playing it once, and I still didn't know what to do. I've never played Roblox. It seems weird. But maybe that's just a perception. Yo, what's up, awesome body? That didn't turn out too bad. At least I got practice painting the face, you know. So, but I wish I drew the clouds better. I should have like planned this out before drawing it, but whatever. All right, let me grab out my other paper. Oh, there it is. This is what I really wanted to do. I wanted to do my glass pen drawings. I've been on a roll with these lately. I've actually drawn things that look somewhat decent. That's how I know I'm on a roll. When I look at it and I'm like, yeah, that looks plausible. Yeah, that looks just fine. Looks just fine. What did you make in ceramics? Was it a steggy? If you made a steggy in ceramics, oh my gosh. Oh, this thing? This is a glass pen. So it's just a pen made of glass and it's twisted to come to a point right here. And I'm going to dip it in ink that I have in here. And we're going to draw. We're We're gonna draw. Because drawing is cool and fun and awesome. But mainly cool and fun. Well, I messed that up. There will be, I'm probably going to do another request stream this weekend, most likely. Yeah, pretty sure. Pretty sure. Oh. Thanks, what do you want? You want to say hi to people? All right, who wants to do a cat break? Angus, what is it? What do you see, buddy? If I do a request stream on the weekend, it'll be at nighttime. So around this time at night, most likely on a Saturday. That's what I'm thinking. I haven't set anything up yet. See, I've been having headaches this week for some reason. So I've kind of not been streaming. I didn't stream the past 2 days. And I can't do art really well when I'm, having a headache. Genghis, what are you doing? What is it you're doing? Don't yell at me. What are you doing? Oh. Okay, what's this about? You are not... Are you kidding me? I just expected you to, like, stand there and then run off. I didn't expect you to actually sit there. So, this is Genghis Khan, like the conqueror from Mongolia. He's a nitwit. He's got no brain cells and doesn't know where to find them. He probably will never find them. But he's a wobbly cat. So he doesn't have any sense of balance or survival instinct or just any instinct in general. So, yeah. Yo, what's up, Harvey? How you doing? Okay, fine, Genghis, you sit there. This is Genghis Khan. I know you're Harvey. That's why I said Harvey. Genghis. Look, I even have emotes for him, too. Well, I mean, they're for channel members, but... Look. Okay, Genghis, did you want to move out of the way, or... No? Alright. What do you expect me to do about this? If I sit on you, will you move? Oh my god. Hey, you can subscribe if you want to, or not subscribe, it don't matter. Only do it if you want to. I hate asking people to, like, click like and subscribe and all that. Like, that's just basic knowledge. If you want to, I mean, you know where it is, you know how to do it. But only do it because you want to. Don't do it because I'm asking. Right, Genghis? We have free will here. Right? That's right. Yeah. okay. Oh, what's this? Oh. Ah, you're shedding. Ah, okay. Can you get off my chair now? Come on. Come on. Come on. Please. Come on. Let's go. Make it happen, buddy. Come on. Angus. Don't yell at me. The sass. The absolute sass from you is unbelievable. The absolute sass. The worst part is that he's getting more and more comfortable the more that I sit here. Or I stand here. Oh, it's okay. Like I told you, he's got like literally no sense of anything of what's going on. Because, you know, he's kind of silly. So now he's going to be fine. The boy is going to be okay. Okay, Genghis, but I want to draw with my pen. Am I allowed to do that? Why don't you go do something productive? Hey, Genghis. Why do you look at me like this? Genghis, what do you want? Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to attempt to sit on you, okay? Are you ready? Are you serious? You're just accepting this? Really? Genghis? Oh my gosh, no wonder you would never, you would never survive out in the world. Genghis, come on. Dude, he's just sitting there. He's not even moving, Abe. Genghis. Oh my God. What the hell? Genghis. You know what? Fine. That's your chair. And now I will take one from over here. Oh, and don't you dare come over to this chair. There. Now you can be with me, but also I can draw, which is what this stream is supposed to be about, and not you. Not you. Right, Genghis? Oh my God. What just an absolute unit. Oh my God. This is what I get distracted from, by the way. Oh, okay. He's so stupid. Oh, his little tail just flicked up. Yeah, he is pretty cute. I'm not gonna lie. There is cuteness with this being. This being is indeed cute. Genghis. Oh my gosh. Is it to your standards? Really? That's my butt indent too, by the way. So I hope it's to your standards. Don't yell at me. Yeah, get to work, buddy. Oh my God. Yeah, he likes to make biscuits on a lot of different things. Yo, what up, Skull? Check out my cat. Took my chair. Opening up his own little bakery. Making biscuits. You're making it worse. Here. Come here. Okay, come on. Cat's name is Genghis from the Mongolian conqueror Genghis Khan. Okay, there. You want me to biscuit it for you? Nope, you just want your head petted. Okay. Okay, careful though. Don't fall. Don't fall. Lay down. Squish the cat. Okay, make some more biscuits. Okay, you gotta stop moving that. Okay. Okay, Genghis, okay, come on, lay down. Look, I gotta draw. That's what I'm doing. Don't yell at me. Okay, that's fine. No, do not raise your paw at me. Do not raise your paw. Okay, that's fine. You may do that. All right, squish the cat. Come on, lay down. Can you squish the cat? Genghis, squish the cat. Oh my God, stop digging. Squish the cat. Can you squish the cat? Squish the cat. What a good boy. Who's a good boy? Did you squish the cat? And he's comfortable. Oh, and he's giving me slow eyes. You giving me slow eye blinks. Aww. Thanks, Genghis, even though you're a runt. God, he looks so sleepy now. Genghis, buddy, are you tired now? Aww. All right then. Okay, we're now ready to draw. Thank goodness. All right, you stay right there then. God, that took forever. Never, ever give your cat an inch because they'll take a mile. Okay. Hey, how are you? Yeah, I lost my orange. Okay, there we go. Glass pen is really fun. Just wait till you see the magic that happens with it. So this little draft sketch is going to be really, really hard to see. So I'm going to apologize in advance. At least with these, I don't have to draw a whole lot. Oh, here, look, it's not even... Where's my bee? Bee, come here, help me out. Help the camera focus. Do your job. Do your job, bee. What a good bee. Yum, yum, yum. Okay. Oh, I didn't even put water in here. Bee is such a good companion. She really is. She helps me out with all sorts of stuff. Hold on, let me adjust the seat. Oh wow. Now I'm all up in the air. Okay, let's start with purple. Yes, hearts for B. Thank you, B. This type of ink was from Amazon. It was just called it's got a shiny pearlescence on the inside. And I think the brand was called CX Made. It's some obscure brand from China or somewhere like that. But it was a set. I got a really good deal on them, so of course I had to get them because it was cheap. It fulfilled the one requirement that I had, it being cheap. What are we gonna draw? Something amazing. Sup, Toast? How are you? Hey, definitely give glass pen a try. It's great. There's a lot of different things you can do with it. It doesn't even have to be, you know, this. I got this pen at a anime convention, and it was what, $18? It wasn't that bad. Most glass pens are not very expensive, especially just a nice, simple, like, like embellished one. Some of them get really, really fancy, like have floating trinkets and stuff inside. I skip all that. I just simply get something that writes, you know. Although I am thinking about getting like a slightly bigger one so I could do bigger lines. Yeah, it is a bit hard to control the ink that comes out of it. But that's also kind of the fun, too. I mean, there's really no other reason to do traditional art if you weren't prepared to face some mistakes for what's going on, you know. But a lot of those mistakes is actually what gives the art its character. So, but it is kind of similar to like a manga pen, like a G pen. So with those, you can't really control the amount of ink that comes out. Sometimes you get bursts where just a bunch of ink comes out. You didn't really intend for it to happen, but it did anyway, and you're like, well, darn, now I just got to deal with it, you know, kind of thing. And you don't even need that much ink. I usually just take a small, like, this is a bottle cap. I just put a small bit of ink with a little bit of water, because I don't like using straight ink. I like to dilute it, because then I can get more ink out of it. Dun, 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 dun. I like to save my supplies. Look, I buy my art supplies with the idea that it'll last me into retirement. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. See, with traditional, it's about the process. It's about the whole idea. You know how when some people fish, but they fish like on VR, and it's just not as satisfying. That's because when you're outside fishing, or if you've ever been outside fishing, you're feeling the wind on your hair. You know, you get to, you know, be in the forest or out by the pond. You get to experience a ton of different sights and smells and textures that you don't get wearing a headset, you know. Digital painting is fun kind of in its way, like maybe if you're animating, you know, but it's not the same as, you know, feeling the ink and getting to feel the pen and hearing that little scritch on the paper when you are, you know, really trying to get some pigment somewhere, or making that mistake and you can't reverse it, and then it turns out that that mistake turned out to be such a positive thing, you know, and then, you know, you just get that satisfaction of knowing that what you're doing is right, even if it comes out wrong, you know, that whole, it's all one giant experience, one perfect experience. I envy, I don't know, if I envy people, but I wish more people could feel that, could just feel this sense of accomplishment when they've drawn something, or feel that sense of achievement when you're done with that sketch, you know, just the joy you get out of it. I don't know if anyone can really understand it other than another artist. Like I have days where I don't feel myself because I simply have not created, you know. And that might be a bad thing too. I mean, I'm not saying everything's positive, but man, I wouldn't trade it for the world, you know. And also, with traditional art, it does strengthen your skills. It doesn't seem like it at first, but there's no way I could draw this hand if I didn't do traditional art. Like, there's no way I could do this freehand. But because I can't erase it and I have to do it freehand, my mind has learned to adapt to that. Of course, like, this positioning is wrong, but we're not going to talk about that. Don't look at that. That's just bad. Don't look at that. Hello, Meat. How are you? And you're not wrong, Meat. You're definitely hitting on something. I mean, just talking about it without really giving a lot of deep thought, kind of like a satisfaction or a feeling of accomplishment, are kind of the words I use to describe that. But it is a lot deeper than that. You're absolutely right. Although, even if I had all the time in the world, could I really describe that true meaning? I don't think I could. And you know what? That's okay, because I don't think what me or what artists experience can be explained in words. I don't think you can really explain it. It's something. It is an experience that you have to feel. I think of that. I mean, I literally get into horrible, depressed moods if I've gone too long and I haven't drawn, if I haven't. Sometimes I just simply need to sit down and sketch sometimes. But other times, and unfortunately, there's been times where it's not that simple. It's got to be, the art has to achieve a certain level, or it has to be done a certain way before I'll feel satisfied. And that's where the problem comes in. I've kind of almost equated it to an addiction, because I kind of think that the moodiness and the feelings, certain feelings that I feel and have exhibited, almost closely resemble that of an addiction. Now, is it something that will destroy me, like physically? Probably not, no. But I don't know. Do I feel like I could stop? No. I could never stop. I would never. There would be no me then. There's, I don't know. There's just nothing else to my existence but this. This is me. Like, this is what makes me. It's an experience. It's a process. It's a journey. It's a whole level of emotions and trials and tribulations, all centered into one practice of putting something onto paper. It's one of the best feelings in the world and one of the worst feelings at the same time. I envy people that aren't creative, because they would never have to deal with some of the thoughts of self-doubt and questioning of yourself, and this pressure to keep going, even when you're too tired or you just can't think of any more ideas. You still have to do it. It's part of you. It's like eating, sleeping, breathing. It's drawing. It's not. This isn't a hobby. This isn't a job. This is breathing. I breathe this. which makes it one of the most tormenting things you can do, I think. Because if you think about it, no matter how far we get as artists, and no matter how much we draw, it's not going to stop. There's not going to be a point where, oh, apparently last week I made the drawing, like the perfect drawing, and I'm satisfied now. No, there's no you're not going to be completely satisfied. You're gonna, it's going to keep going and going. It could grow, it could dissipate a little bit, but it's always going to be there. It's like hunger. No matter how much you feed yourself, you're not fully satisfied. And even if you were, in a couple hours, couple minutes, for me mostly, you got to have more. You know, you're hungry again. You got to eat. You can't just not eat, right? I think that's what makes it, you know, like, I think it'd be so cool to, on a Saturday night, to go and watch movies with people. Like, that activity sounds fun to me, right? I can't do that. I need to be doing this. I cannot sit down and watch a movie. I can't sit down and read a book for 3 hours. I can't. I can certainly play a game. I can do that, you know, because that's kind of stimulating. It's interesting, you know, but I can't, you know, I can't do those cool, normal people activities, you know. If I go somewhere, my sketchbook comes along with me. If I go on a trip, when I go to work, I bring the sketchbook with. The sketchbook comes with me everywhere. I've drawn during work time. I've drawn while working at a receptionist desk. You know, it just never ends. Never ends. And then you get some people that look at you and they say, wow, I'm so envious of your talent, you know, or, well, you were just born talented. And I get a little insulted because this didn't come easily. This wasn't something that I was given. I'm compelled to do it, and because I'm so compelled to do it, I work at it, and then it gets better. This isn't something that I was born knowing how to do, you know. It's, yeah, I mean, I'm going to stop rambling, but it's so much deeper. Yeah, it's so much deeper. You know, this whole artist thing and creating and, you know. Yo, what's up, Space Nugget? How have you been doing in space? You have not missed a thing. You might have heard me rambling, but you did not miss a single thing. Yeah, I'm sorry everyone had to hear me ramble. If I ever figure out the answers to those questions, you all will be the first to know. It's something I've always tried to explain. I can never get it right in my head, because I always feel like I'm missing something, or there's got to be a right way to explain this whole artist thing, you know, and what it means and how I feel about it, you know. And I think it's just one of those things where you can't describe it. You just got to feel it. So I don't want to, let's see, you like my rambles? I'm glad someone likes them. I always kind of hope that, like, maybe I could, like, inspire people through my continuous talking, which is good because I actually do talk quite a lot, at least in my head I do. So to verbalize it, you know, and have someone actually get something out of it would be a great achievement, at least on my end. Very good achievement. Go Lynn, you know. Because for the longest time, I couldn't find, and I sometimes don't think I can't find people that feel the same way I do. I feel like if there was people that felt the same way I do and view the same thing about art. Like people who aren't in it for a hobby, they're not just drawing like, you know, the people that feel that same compulsion I do, you know, they can't let it go. They have to keep going. You know, they're stuck to it, and art is stuck to them. If I could find those people, those would be my people. You know, I could never seem to find them, no matter where I looked. That's good your family is supportive. Very, very lucky, too. I know there's so many families just don't understand. And yeah, I'm sure some people, or there's people that have family out there that just don't understand why it's so important that you're doing what you're doing. Yes, Space Nugget, tell me your riddle. I made that too dark. What is always spelled incorrectly? Incorrectly? Did I get it? Yes. Dude, I'm thinking outside the box today. Darn it, I made this mixture way too orange. I know I should be mixing these not on the paper, but I was running out of time, so. All right, I don't want to get anyone's hopes down, but I do need to leave here rather shortly. I gotta eat dinner. You know, dinner's good. Dinner is, it's tasty, you know. Not sure what we're having for dinner, but we're gonna have something, and it will be good, my friends. So if any of you happen to leave and I don't get a chance to say thank you, I want to thank you all for being here and listening to me ramble and chatting with me and everything like that. I like doing streams like this during the week, just casual drawing streams. I think I talk a little bit more than I should. I'd prefer to just hear the music, but sometimes people ask me questions and then I get off on rambles and stuff like that, so. Well, hey, Monochrome. Thanks for coming and enjoying. Yeah. Hopefully those tips helped. If you need any other tips or anything, you're always more than welcome to reach out or comment on a video or, you know, anything like that. You know, I'm here to help, you know. If I can give you any insight for things, you just let me know. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm gonna head out. Once again, thanks for hanging out, talking, chatting, just in general enjoying. Well, yeah. Feel free to come again next time. Sometimes I do these random little streams where I pop in for an hour or two, you know, so don't ever feel bad if you miss it. That's just me. Sometimes I get the urge to draw and I'm like, let me talk to people. Let me talk to people. Let me go do that, you know. So here we go. And here's the other sketches that we worked on today. I've been into a spacey kick, like a spacey girl aesthetic and stuff like that. All right, let's say goodbye to the cats. Genghis, can you say goodbye to everybody? Genghis, are you gonna say goodbye to everyone? Genghis. Look how comfortable he is on my chair. Remind you, that's my chair that I started this stream with. Now I'm in the secondhand chair, which was also my chair at one point, but I don't know. Meow. How are you? How's the meowser? Pancake. Yeah. Me. Give me that belly. Oh, what a good belly. Oh, oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, thanks, honey. I appreciate it. Oh, your tummy's so warm. Thank you. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, oh, okay. I'm gonna get that belly again. Give me that belly. Give me that belly. Okay. All right. Thanks again, guys. Have a great day. Bye, Genghis. Mew, 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 mew.